Alright, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, when you give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Harakak Wadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who do rule and teach well. Young brother here, another video, and, been looking all over YouTube, and, what do I see? Brothers going up and down, going into, prophecy, going into the news. And then I was looking at it, I was like, oh yeah, something definitely went down the news as of late. So I went through, banned that video. That's going wild. There's all kinds of stuff out there. I'll start off looking at Odyssey. Odyssey didn't really have nothing really popping like that. I'm going to go check out BitChute in a second. But, a lot of stuff going on. So this is naturalnews.com. Top NATO official warns of all that war Russia within 20 years. Won't be within 20 years. Our elder says, through spirit. Elders. All right. So like, none of you guys get on my case and say, no. Elders. We have the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Right. The Elder Apostle Har, Elder Apostle Gabar, Elder Apostle Ramlab. If that's the correct order. I think that the Apostle Ramlab came in. It's the last one to come in. And stuff like that. Senior official of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization has warned of an all-out war with Russia within the next 2 decades. Dutch Admiral Rob Baer, chairman of NATO's military committal, issued this warning to reporters in Brussels, which is Germany, right? Yeah, Germany, I believe. Yeah, German defense minister. This is warning to reporters in Brussels. The office said the critical points will be prepared for unforeseen events, stating we have to realize that it's not a given that we're in peace. That's why we, NATO, are preparing for a conflict in Russia. Let the weak see that he's strong, ww3, turn their, putting hooks into spears, and stuff like that. Pretty much all these nations are getting their asses in gear, getting ready for war, getting themselves in shape, and that's already happened, man. These guys they're all in, they got their stuff together. India. Wars with India and China, wars with China and Japan, Russia, Ukraine. That one's still going on. I haven't really looked into that stuff too much as of late because it was just kind of like seemed to just be the same stuff over and over and over again, kind of like a standstill. When it comes with Russia having the upper hand, Baer's woman warning, comes as NATO gears up for its most extensive military exercise in decades, which I heard about that in the news as of recently, involving approximately 90,000 troops and lasting for several months. The drills seek to showcase the alliance's ability to defend its territory up to the Russian border, right? And that's Revelation 16, man. That's Revelation 16, and I think it's Revelation 16 and 16 even. Gather together to the battle of that great day. So that's what's coming down. They're readying themselves up. Of course, Ezekiel 38, and that's pretty much what I'm gonna get. The NATO official wasn't alone in his concern, however. German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius has released similar concerns, noting that Russian President Vladimir Putin could potentially launch an attack on NATO member countries within the next decade. Which also is going to come down sooner rather than later. The German military documents outline a scenario envisioning a significant Russian offensive that spring to take advantage of diminishing Western support for Ukraine. Right, NATO preparing for World War III is related. Right, and then pretty much the rest, they kind of go into the same thing, and they're saying that they're going to think about calling civilians to fight against Russia, and the whole drafts and all that stuff like that, very possible will go down across these different nations. Very possible it could come down here because the people don't really want to fight. And of course that's going to make a big problem between the civilians and the government because people don't want to fight. They think that the military has completely lost its edge. They've kind of catered into alphabet stuff, and the people aren't really falling for it. They don't like it. And even with the military isn't even as hardened and tough as it used to be. I have family member that spent some time as a part of a artillery battery squad, whatever you call it, working battery in the army. Was it fucking? I think he was in Iraq or something. Uh, you know, he was there, and he would he was basically talking about, like, even in the time that he was in the military, it wasn't as tough as it was like in the times before, like in like Vietnam and like World War II and stuff. They were like tougher on you, the trainers and everything. That it wasn't even that hard on him when he was there. But that's just stuff that that he said. He said that nowadays it's just it's not even worth doing. He actually told me, you should probably join the Air Force, and I know better because I'm a part of this truth, and I know that, hey man, America's gonna get nuked, and I don't want to fight against Yahushai. No, hell no. I don't want to be in a jet when he comes back and then get fucking annihilated. Get absolutely destroyed. I don't want that, and I don't want to fight for this country. Period. Like that movie, is it Menace to Society or Boys in the Hood? Maybe Boys in the Hood or something. Maybe Boys in the Hood. The one with like Lawrence Fishburne and stuff like that. What's the little quote? Black man has no place in a white man's army, and that's a fact. We have no place up in there. Times that people wanted to fight and they weren't in their right mind. But things like that had to happen to, lead up to the civil rights era and stuff like that. All right, so we're just gonna get one precept. This is Ezekiel 38. Let's see here. We don't really need to go into all this. Let's go into Gog and Magog, about Russia. We've gone into this so many times. Okay. It's the book of Ezekiel 38. And 11, thou shalt say, I will go to the land of unwalled villages, and I will go to them that are rest, and dwell safely, all them the walls, having neither bars nor gates. And all the walled villages is America, and that rest, America and the state of Israel. Right? And that's what Russia's going to be thinking. Go on to them and get at them. Right? And, right? Bomb the hell out of it, nuke it, right? Attack it, and of course, America is basically a land without walls or anything like that, because you can go from state to state, and there's no wall or anything like that. In times of old, you had a city, had a gate and a wall around it, and basically, if you wanted to take the city, you'd have to go through the gate, and take the land over. If you ever watch, that kind of style of establishment kind of continued throughout the medieval era. If you watch any of those old medieval movies, King Arthur or whatever, or what was that movie, The Kingdom? You watch a movie like those, they'll show you, you had to have siege towers and whatever, which that came later in history. They didn't have like a whole bunch of stuff like that later, that early on in history. But, it was something that came around later on. Take a spoil, take a prey, and turn the hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that gather out of the nations with God, cattle and good that dwell in the midst of the land, right? To go get at them, right? Sheba and the Dan, the merchants of Tarshish, with all along lines, the shall say unto thee, thou come to take a spoil, so thou gather to take thy company, to take a prey, to carry away silver and gold, to take away cattle, goods, to take away spoil, right? So, Tarshish pretty much represents, Spain. Spain is a EU country. I believe it is also a NATO country, but pretty much essentially these NATO and these EU nations are gonna send some sort of message to Russia and just be like, are you really going through with this? Right? Therefore, son of man, prophesy, say to Gog, thus says the Lord God, in that day when my people is also oh yeah, well, we don't need to read the rest, but pretty much when they hear that, they're gonna join in. That's basically what it's saying. Yeah, basically saying they're gonna join in. You can go read the rest about that. Revelation 16, it talks about that. 10 horns shall hate the whore, burn it with fire. So very ironic that they're having a big old staging exercise against Russia when, according to the prophecy, they're actually gonna turn against America and bombed the ever loving dog shit out of it. So very, very ironic, funny even, you know, they're actually going to turn on America and they're doing this whole big thing, and really they're all going to turn their back on America in the end. Very, very ironic. But that's what's coming. You know, NATO, EU is going to fall apart, and that's going to be that. You know, America's already diplomatically isolating itself by aligning with Israel. They've been doing that for a million years, saying nothing, being silent on this whole issue. And now it's going to be time, once that martial law comes down, Jacob's trouble, and that goes on for a certain period of time, that, you know, the chickens will come home to roost, so to speak, and America will finally have to face the music, the hard music, which will be ICBMs. You know, Lord shall sweep over with a besom of destruction, like it says in Isaiah 13. The broom just sweep that shit away. You know, so that's pretty much it. I wanted to go into all that. Just wanted to look out, you know, these different, you know, articles and things like that. Get into it, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Shalom. I'm gonna be checking out the news today. Get into the news heavy today. Gonna look at these articles. Gonna look at, you know, video during the Shabbat. You know, go into all these different things. You know, read, check out some other brothers' videos, things like that. You know, and of course, Purim, which essentially, from what I read, because Purim this year it hits on a Shabbat, you actually make it 3 days. So it's the 23rd, I believe, today, 23rd evening to the 24th evening, which would be the end of Shabbat. Or actually, no. We're technically in the second day, but because the Sabbath, that should make it like a 3-day type of thing. At least that's what I looked up. And so it makes sense that it'd be from like a 23rd even to 25th evening. So that's pretty much what that is. When it hits on a Shabbat, you give it another day essentially. You know, so then you can you know, keep it. You know, because you're supposed to be festive and things like that. And of course, we can't really be festive, and there's like gift giving and, you know, stuff like that. Stuff that we did back then that we can't really do now. You know, we're in our captivity. We're fucking miserable here. You know, it's fucking hellhole. You know, you just talk to like random jakes over time, and you just kind of like, you know, they'll kind of just tell you about their life, and they'll just tell you like how miserable they are, and it's just like, god damn, dude. You know, it's like, yeah, we absolutely do live under the curses, man. 100%. 100%. Even when you're camping, you can just be, you know, going into a scripture and someone just come in and spill their life story out to you, and it's like, damn, dude. You know, that's happened to me, you know, a couple times. People just come up and just spill their whole life story. You know, some lady said that she killed someone. I don't know, some Edomite. She's not a Jake, but she's an Edomite. She said that she got she got molested or some shit. And I was like, yeah, they complain about ungodly father. But yeah, that's pretty much it, Shalom.